Well, today's innovations are tomorrow's solutions. Let's join Jim Robinson for today's Rob Seco Future Farm segment as we look ahead throughout 2024.
Rob Seco, Future Farm. Looking forward to 2024.
Well, welcome back to our second little segment of this year's Future Farm. And again, today we're going to talk a bit more about what's coming. It's easy to be retrospective and look at what happened already, but I really like looking forward and seeing what we're going to do, what's going to happen, and forward-looking statements that everybody likes to get into. Last year, Todd, we spent a lot of time here in Elkhorn, Nebraska at the Future Farm site where we had a lot of studies going on. And can you expand on what we're doing with Future Farm this year?
So we are expanding into 6 different environments, 6 different states. We're still going to run the Future Farm umbrella. And when I think about the importance of that, performance comes from what? Genetics by environment by management interaction. Well, you think about this site we have right here, it's 275 bushel corn, 85 bushel soybeans. And so we're going to go all the way west in the Front Range of Colorado. And so we'll have a complete irrigation, western irrigation site. We'll have a limited irrigation site, and then we'll have a dryland site. And of course, we'll have this site. We'll have a site in north central Iowa, but we're also going to have some areas that have a different environmental set. We'll have some areas that'll have soybean cyst nematode. We'll have some areas that'll have corn rootworm. And so we think it's very important to understand those interactions, because remember, it's not good because we say it is. It's good because we can prove it.
Exactly, and so we'll be representing the Western Corn Belt, even west of the Western Corn Belt, the Central Corn Belt, and actually the Eastern Corn Belt out in Ohio and Michigan this year too. So that's going to be a lot of fun to evaluate those environments. And now, Paul, we've had a lot of really great partners working with us over the last year, and we're introducing some new ones too. Can you tell us about what we might see in terms of sponsorship and partners?
Yeah, we had great sponsors and partners last year. I think a lot of people in the industry saw the show, and they saw the success of the show. And so we attracted a lot of interest from new sponsors this year. And it's new sponsors that are bringing products from a stress mitigation perspective. So in those more arid environments that Todd was talking about, you get farther west, we're going to see some sponsors bringing some products that we'll highlight on the farms this year. And then also what's really kind of neat and new is with these sponsors, we're going to have some segments or a little bit longer vignettes around their business and things like how do you ferment a biological? How do you take, what's the process of seed corn from the field all the way to the bag? So there's going to be some real interesting things that do some educating and provide additional thought.
Now, Rob, so with these new sponsors and new products that we're going to be evaluating, can you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be testing this year?
Well, I think generally we're going to be looking at stress mitigation, biosuppression, insects, diseases. How can we use biology to suppress some of the things that attack our crops out in the field? Some new applications for drones, autonomous kinds of applications such as field applications, autonomous planting, autonomous spraying. We'll be looking at some of those kinds of things. And we have a lot of interesting new things coming that we're going to be looking at. But biosuppression of diseases, particularly the ability to replace downstream treating through hopper box treatment, and to give us a lot of flexibility so that we don't have to do all this upstream treating and then be committed to that when we don't really need it. We can do it downstream and be as or more effective with a hopper box treatment.
It's going to be fun to look at that on the farm this year.
Absolutely. So make sure that you tune in every week to our different segments that we have where we're going to be evaluating and talking about these products here on Future Farm.
Today's innovations, tomorrow's solutions. If you'd like more information, just head over to robseco.com.